Hi gorgeous! Happy Frugal Friday to you. Today's video is a battle of the drugstore pencil eyeliners. So I've spent the past 3 weeks or so testing out a number of different pencils from some of the top brands. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you how they apply, what they look like during application, and also let you know how they wore throughout the day too, both on the lid and on the waterline. First pencil I have to share with you is from Maybelline. This is their Lasting Drama pencil in the shade Silken Turquoise. I found this to have an extremely creamy application. It was very easy to work with. One swipe of it on the lid and the waterline and you had instant pigmentation with this pencil. Look at how beautiful that applies. And this color especially is great for all eye colors. Even if you have blue eyes, this surprisingly is a color that those of us with blue eyes can wear. How did it hold up? After wearing it for 12 hours, the day that I was testing this out, I found that it did not transfer, it didn't bleed, it didn't sweat onto my lid, and the waterline held up pretty well too. Now, if I'm being picky, then I could say that the inner corner rubbed off a little more than I would have liked on the eye, but I mean, for the most part, this held up extremely well. And this is one of those pencils that I've worn on another day separate from this test, and I've gotten up to 16 hours of beautiful wear with this one too, so highly recommend. Next pencil I tested out from you is from L'Oreal. This is one of their Silkissime pencils in the shade True Teal. Exact color match to the Maybelline, but there is about $1 price difference between the two if you're looking to save a little bit of money there. Just like the Maybelline pencil, I found the L'Oreal one to be very easy to apply, extremely pigmented, not a lot of effort required to get this one onto the lid or the waterline. The day that I tested this one out, I took it to the 15-hour mark because I wanted to really test the longevity with the L'Oreal pencil, and I'm very happy to tell you it did not transfer, it stayed put, it looked just as beautiful on my lid by the end of the day. There was a little bit of smudging on the inner corner of the eye, but for all we know, it could have been something that I was doing, it just wasn't paying attention that day, who knows. At any rate, it looked beautiful on the waterline too, very happy with how long it lasted there, so overall, another great pencil. Now I have been talking about the Rimmel ScandalEyes line of eyeliner pencils for forever and a day now. I feel like they are my absolute favorite from the drugstore, so I wanted to include them in this test. And I did test them out against some other eyeliners a while back when I was doing a video for contact lens wearers, and these did come out on top in that video. So I wanted to put them to the test again in this video. Very creamy application with these, easy to apply, and no trouble whatsoever in terms of application. And after 15 hours of wear, this is what it looked like. Did not move, transfer, budge on the upper lash line. It did move a little bit on the lower waterline, but not enough to where I would say this is a horrible pencil, you have to avoid it, because I still was happy with the results at the end of the day with this one. MakeupGeek. Okay, so MakeupGeek came out with a whole new line of eyeliner pencils very recently, so I wanted to include them in this test since they are pretty much in the price range that we're talking about today. Now, one of the things that I've noticed with the MakeupGeek eyeliner pencils is that some of them are easier to apply than others depending on the color. So for instance, the purple shades that are in that line, a little tougher to apply. The one called Orchid is the one I'm thinking of off the top of my head. It's not as pigmented as, say, some of the darker browns, blacks, teal, those colors. So I went ahead and tested out the Espresso shade in this video, and I found it to be really easy to apply, very creamy, and didn't give me any application trouble there whatsoever. And after 12 hours of wear, this is what it looked like on my eyes. Pretty well intact, nothing moved, budged, smudged. It still looked really great, even after wearing it for 12 hours. Next eyeliner I have to share with you is from NYX. One of the things that I love so much about their eyeliners in particular is the color range that they offer and the creamy application that you get with every single one of them. They are consistent across the board and very pigmented. And by the way, just in case anyone is curious about the eyeshadows that I'm wearing here, they came from the Vegan Culture palette from Wet n Wild. It's a limited edition palette that was out a few months back. I don't know if you can get it anymore or if you can find it online, but if you're curious, that's what I'm wearing here. Something that I want to say about the NYX eyeliner is that they are really fantastic. So when I was testing out a number of these eyeliners, I was doing my tests at the time that Inky was going through his problems and then right after he had passed. So I had a lot of tearful moments at that time. This just happened to be one of the days when I had a breakdown and I cried, and I'm very happy to tell you that even though I had that little moment that day, the eyeliner still held up beautifully, and that says a lot right there. So this is what it looked like after 15 hours of wear. It did not smudge, didn't budge, and even tears could not make it disappear. Another eyeliner I have to share with you is from Revlon's Colorstay line. Now, when I first bought this one, I wasn't too sure about it because it did not look like it was going to be a creamy pencil, and I was right. I hate when I'm right. On initial application, I felt like it was really hard to get it onto my eyes. I had to layer it and layer it and layer it, both on my upper lash line and on the waterline. And even after all of that layering, I still did not like the lack of pigmentation that was there, and I would have liked a much stronger color, especially a purple. You want that purple to be really bright on the eyes. I don't feel like I got that with this pencil. And because I had such a struggle getting it onto my eyes, I really didn't feel like it was going to last that long either. I mean, I felt like I needed a lot more product to be able to sustain it throughout the day, but I was wrong. And it did last up to 15 hours, and it still looked just as great as when I had first applied it, surprisingly. Didn't smudge, didn't transfer, it stayed put, and even though the color was not as dark or as vibrant as I would have liked, it did still look the same from when I had first applied it. Last eyeliner I have to share with you is from Wet n Wild, and this is one of their newly reformulated eyeliners, I believe, and it's in a really bright color, hot pink. I have to tell you, I've never tried a hot pink eyeliner before this. And when I saw it in the store, I had to actually go back and read the description of it a few times just to make sure it wasn't a lip liner. It is really an eyeliner. So I said, hey, let's just throw in a hot pink eyeliner pencil and have some fun with it. Now this one was not as creamy as I would have liked. It was very similar to the Revlon pencil that I talked about a second ago, but it was just a little easier to work with than the Revlon pencil and a tiny bit more pigmented than that one. So in that regard, a little happier with the Wet n Wild pencil. Did apply to the waterline very easily. I did not have any trouble with it there. It's such a bright color, but you know, I kind of like this color a lot more after having worn it throughout the day. It just kind of grew on me. And it held up beautifully. After 15 hours of wear, it had not smudged, did not budge, didn't flake, didn't transfer, nothing. It looked just as great as when I had first applied it. So which ones came out on top and which ones are just so-so? Out of all of the eyeliners that I shared with you today, I cannot recommend to you enough the ones from NYX, Maybelline, L'Oreal, Rimmel, maybe Wet n Wild, we'll throw that one in there, and MakeupGeek. The only one out of the bunch that I just really did not care for, did not like, and I will never buy from again is the Revlon Colorstay one. That one was very disappointing, unfortunately. The drugstore brands have really upped their game, haven't they? It's amazing compared to 10 years ago how much their quality has changed. If you have found an amazing drugstore eyeliner that I did not mention today, please feel free to share your favorites below. And if you would like to see another battle of video, I have a whole bunch of them that I've done in the past. I will have them linked for you below. And if you have a request for a future one, please feel free to let me know that as well. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you again next Friday.